When we were growing up, we always used to have this class of people in our community called the uncles. The uncle generation, I'm going to tell you what they did that was amazing. They built masjids. And they laid the foundations for Islamic schools. Sometimes in the uncle generation, they didn't even know anything other than La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. They still built the masjid. They were leaders regardless of how much knowledge they have. And you can make fun of them, you can call them uncles and stuff like that. They did way more than what we're doing. So now they established these things. Even 100 years ago in Canada, you look at the first masjids that were built, they might not have even prayed, but they wanted some place for their children, and they built the masjids. Now, we are full-fledged uncles right now. This generation right now, everybody that's listening to me, you are the uncles. The uncles that you're talking about have gone. They've either passed away or they're in retirement. You have become the uncle. So you can't keep saying that there's somebody else. You've become that person. So now the question is, now what are you doing for your children? Our children right now, kids that are now like they're 5 years old, they're 10 years old, they're looking up. We're the ones who are supposed to be running the youth activities. The youth activities aren't happening. We're the ones who are supposed to taking over, bring Muslims in the media. That's not happening. We're getting hammered. And I'd say this is the mistake. One generation ago, the uncle generation focused on leadership, building messages, this and that. But for the kids, they focused on education. Education sounds good, right? Not when you go into debt for 10, 15 years of your life. So an Islamic school pops up. We don't want you to be an Islamic school teacher. You go and become this, this, and that. So the focus on education, chasing the dunya, if you will, and then there's nothing wrong with those things, but you can't forget your deen, you can't forget your leadership. So they went after the house, and after they got the house, they want the bigger house. And when they got the car, it goes to the next car and the next car, and then it's like, then their kids are like, well, now we got to put them in Islamic school. What Islamic schools are out there? Had they thought to build Islamic schools rather than there's only like 2 or 3 in the community, and then they've got like a waiting list, and everybody's expecting what I'll call later hot potato leadership, pass it on. In other words, the message, the full-fledged message that I want you to understand is there is nobody else except you. There is no uncle to blame. There is no community to blame. There is nothing. Responsibility falls on your